Here's your news for March 12, 2020. We are kicking off today with news from former NFL star Rob Gronkowski, as the retired tight end has reportedly signed a contract with WWE. On WWE Backstage this week, Ryan Satin commented that the Patriots player was close to signing, but now Tony Maglio of The Wrap has confirmed that Gronk has inked a deal to join the company, saying, "Former New England Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski has officially signed with WWE, an insider told The Wrap exclusively. The ex-NFL great is set to debut 1 week from Friday on the March 20th Smackdown on Fox." Fans may remember Gronkowski's appearance at WrestleMania 33, where he assisted his real-life friend Mojo Rawley in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And with Gronk also set to appear at WrestleMania 36, it'll be interesting to see what the WWE has planned for the 30-year-old NFL veteran. Speaking of WrestleMania, this year's show will see NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley defend her title against Charlotte Flair, and this week saw the latest development in their feud. After Rhea punched the Queen on Raw, Flair returned the favor on NXT and targeted the Australian superstar's leg on the ring post. This certainly is an effective piece of storytelling, as Flair's figure 8 will be more impactful if Ripley enters WrestleMania injured, and time will tell where the story will go from here and how the NXT Women's Champion will respond ahead of the biggest match of her career on April 5th in Tampa, Florida. From NXT to AEW Dynamite now, as this week's show saw Jake Roberts' client debut on the show, and despite mass speculation, it wasn't Luke Harper. Instead, it was Lance Archer who was revealed as the client of the Snake, and the pair watched Cody Rhodes battle Ortiz in singles competition. During the match, Archer teased getting physical but would remain at ringside, where he and the WWE Hall of Famer would watch Cody win the bout. Archer signed with the company in February, and despite being advertised to debut last week, was kept for this week's show. As a former IWGP US Champion and 3-time IWGP Tag Team Champion, Archer certainly has the skill to make it in AEW, and his signing is yet another big win for the company. We've got more AEW news for you now, as the company is building to their Blood and Guts special of Dynamite, which will take place in 2 weeks' time. On this week's edition of the show, the rules were laid out for the Blood and Guts match that will feature the Elite taking on the Inner Circle, and they go as follows. 2 men will enter the ring for 5 minutes. Every 2 minutes after, another participant will be able to enter the match. This will go on until all 10 entrants are in the match, and this is when the match will officially start. The only way to win is to make any opponent submit or surrender. The rules of the match are very similar to War Games, which WWE has ownership of, and fans will get to see plenty of blood and guts when this match takes place on March 25th. Back to WWE now, and though this week's edition of SmackDown was shaping up to be a huge show, with the return of Jeff Hardy and Paige, plans for the show may have changed. The PW Insider is reporting that WWE has, quote, pulled the plug on this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as they've said, World Wrestling Entertainment has pulled the plug on this Friday's SmackDown taping in Detroit, Michigan, and will instead broadcast Friday Night SmackDown in 205 Live this week from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. PW Insider has confirmed with multiple sources. Though this report has allegedly been confirmed by multiple sources, the WWE fired back with a report of their own, as they told ESPN, WWE has not canceled Friday Night SmackDown in Detroit. However, based on the current situation, we are putting contingency plans in place in the event that upcoming WWE shows are canceled by government officials, civil authorities, and/or local venues. In recent months, several major events have been postponed or even canceled, and the recent global medical pandemic has been blamed for these changes. At this time, there's no word on whether any more of WWE's programming will be moved, and with WrestleMania 36 less than a month away, there's been plenty of speculation on whether WWE will postpone or even cancel the biggest show of the year. Speaking of SmackDown, we've already mentioned that both Jeff Hardy and Paige have been announced for this week's show, but now a third big name will also be returning. On this Friday's show, John Cena will be appearing to build towards his match at WrestleMania 36, where he will take on The Fiend 6 years after he defeated the old Bray Wyatt at the Showcase of the Immortals. On last week's show, Wyatt had his own message for Cena from the Firefly Funhouse, and fans will get to find out just how the 16-time WWE World Champion will respond when he appears on this week's SmackDown from the Performance Center. From one superstar who has had the greatest WWE career ever to one who's been struggling lately, as Ricochet has continued to address his bad booking in WWE. After amazing fans with his skills at NXT, though he never captured the NXT title, the High Flyer was brought up to Raw, where he won the United States Championship. After quickly losing the title, Ricochet's push disappeared as well, and now the popular superstar has seemingly addressed his bad booking on Twitter. In a tweet, Ricochet said, "Bouncing back is my thing," which many have taken as a reference to his recent bad booking, as Ricochet believes he'll bounce back from it. We'll have to see what's next for Ricochet, but it looks like he's not going to let a few weeks of bad booking get him down for too long. Now, it's been a while since the WWE Universe saw Shane McMahon on TV, as the son of the boss lost his ladder match to Kevin Owens on the Smackdown debut on Fox, but Shane O'Mac remains a prominent figure in the industry. This week, a company document was released by WWE, which revealed that Shane raked in $2 million a year as a performer in 2019. Given that Shane didn't appear at all for the final 2 months of the year, this paycheck is a very nice sum for the former SmackDown commissioner who only had a handful of matches throughout the year. It's unclear when or if the WWE Universe will see Shane in the ring again, but for now, the son of the chairman doesn't need to worry about getting a paycheck for quite some time. One person who knows all about facing Shane McMahon is AJ Styles, as the pair battled at WrestleMania 33, and this year, the Phenomenal One will face The Undertaker at the Show of Shows. Ahead of their contract signing, which will take place on next week's Raw, Styles appeared on WWE Backstage to address this dream match, saying, "The old saying goes, once you stop learning, it's time to hang up your boots, right? I'm not done yet. I want to learn as much as I can. The older I get, I can't do certain things anymore, but you learn how and when to do certain things that have the most impact." If Styles wants to learn, then there are few people better to teach him than the Dead Man, and though the Phenom wasn't used this week, despite being backstage at Raw, fans will get to see him next week when he confronts Styles in the ring. Though The Undertaker wasn't on Raw this week, Styles did appear on the show and made things very personal when addressing his upcoming match against the Phenom. Not only did Styles call Taker by his real name, Mark Calloway, but he also mentioned the Dead Man's wife, Michelle McCool, though not everyone was a fan of the segment. One person who didn't enjoy it was former WWE referee Jimmy Korderas, who said, "I had a different issue with it. I know people went ooh when AJ Styles went a little inside baseball and he called The Undertaker his real shoot name. I'm not a big fan of that because it's like watching The Godfather and all of a sudden you call Michael Corleone Al Pacino in the middle of the thing. It makes no sense to me." While there was a time when The Undertaker would insist on maintaining kayfabe, the Dead Man has revealed more of his personal self in recent years, with the recent Broken Skull Sessions show he did giving fans a look at the man behind the hat. It's likely that the Dead Man approved what Styles had to say before Raw, as he was backstage at the show, and this feud between the two continues to get more interesting with each passing week. We've got even more news from Styles now, as while the two-time WWE champion has had a phenomenal career in the company, he knows that not everyone is doing so well. While appearing on WWE Backstage, Styles commented on the recent dropped pushes for Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, saying, "I see these guys on their way up, and just because you're on the downturn doesn't mean you're not going to come back up. We just gotta wait our turn sometimes. Even in WWE, you just gotta be like, okay, it's not my turn, it's somebody else's, I just gotta wait and do the best with what I got." In the end, it's up to Vince McMahon to decide who gets pushed and who gets forgotten in WWE, and hopefully both Ricochet and Cedric will be able to bounce back from the recent slump, as Styles is clearly confident that things aren't over for them just yet. It's clear that AJ Styles had plenty to say on this week's edition of WWE Backstage, but next week's edition of the FS1 show is shaping up nicely. During the show, it was announced that CM Punk will be returning to the show next week, and he'll be joined by NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. In the past, the Best in the World has made it clear how much he enjoys the women's wrestling in WWE, so he'll have plenty to talk about when he sits down alongside the NXT Women's Champion on next week's show. One woman who knows all about championship glory is Beth Phoenix, and after a physical interaction with Randy Orton recently on Raw, it looks like the Glamazon isn't finished in the ring. On Twitter, the former Divas and Women's Champion said, "Time to go to work," and though this could be a return to the ring for her, it could also mean she wants to be more involved in the angle between Orton and her husband Edge. After an incredible performance at the 2020 Royal Rumble, where Beth competed despite a nasty cut to her head, it's obvious that Phoenix remains in great shape and can go at a high level. Whether that means she has another match at the grandest stage of them all or not remains to be seen, but this year's WrestleMania card certainly gets more and more stacked each week. One person who fans won't be seeing at WrestleMania this year, though, is Matt Hardy, as the former tag team champion left the company at the start of the month. Now, Matt's first post-WWE match has been announced, as he'll be a part of Northeast Wrestling's WrestleFest 24 show later this month. The show will take place on March 27th at Waterbury, Connecticut, and though Hardy's opponent hasn't been revealed yet, we can't help but think that there's no shortage of stars who would like to get in the ring with the veteran wrestler. And finally, today we're looking at the Wednesday Night Wars, as this week's NXT emanated from the WWE Performance Center. Despite the change in venue, that didn't stop the NXT superstars from putting on a great show, as the show started with NXT North American Champion Keith Lee retaining his title in a match against Cameron Grimes. Up next, Mia Yim defeated Dakota Kai to qualify for the NXT Women's Title #1 Contenders Ladder match at TakeOver Tampa, while Kushida picked up the win over Raul Mendoza. After Charlotte confronted Rhea Ripley, Tegan Nox also qualified for the women's ladder match in Tampa by defeating Deonna Purrazzo. After the Velveteen Dream addressed NXT champion Adam Cole, things went from bad to worse for the Undisputed Era as they failed to regain the NXT tag team titles from the Broserweights. And in the final moments of the show, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano brawled throughout the Performance Center as their very personal feud is going to get a lot uglier from here. While all this was happening though, AEW Dynamite was airing on TNT, and that show started with the Cody vs. Ortiz match that saw the debut of Lance Archer. Up next, AEW Women's Champion Nyla Rose and Bea Priestley defeated Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida, but Rose was attacked post-match by her own tag team partner. After MJF, The Blade, and The Butcher defeated the Jurassic Express, it was time for Tony Schiavone to interview Dr. Britt Baker, who insulted the fans in Utah while plugging her own dentistry skills. When Big Swole appeared and Baker said the only reason fans like her is because of her boyfriend, a reference to WWE's Cedric Alexander, Swole said, "I'm married, baby," a reference to Baker's partner, NXT champion Adam Cole, which got under the skin of the dentist. Up next, the Death Triangle picked up the win over Joey Janela and the Private Party, and in the main event, Hangman Adam Page and Dustin Rhodes picked up a big win over the Inner Circle's Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, though a post-match brawl ended with the Inner Circle standing tall, posing on the stage.